Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more 9-Rip continuing Manami's route, and I don't want to be here. I'm also, okay, so I mean, like, okay, we don't really know what happened. I'm sure we'll get an explanation. Or if they left it up to interpretation, I'm gonna be pissed because why does Manami get boned and nobody else? Like, what the fuck? Okay. But also, I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, I thought we were gonna get the end in the last part, and then we have, but yet his route won't fucking end. And now I'm even more mad because I'm like, I remember being in Seiya's route and being like, the common route and Seiya's route was an hour shorter than I expected. And why did Seiya's route feel like it went so fast and Manami's won't motherfucking end? So now I'm more mad and I really want to be here even less. Because I already kind of just don't like Manami and I don't like the route. I don't want to be here. Again, there's no logical reason behind it. There's no reason for it. It's not like it's written badly or anything. Like, hi. Not at all. Really not at all. But I just don't like Manami, so it's not as fun for me. And then his route, you're gonna put more effort into it and it's longer than fucking Seiya's was, and then now I'm more pissed off and I like Manami even less than I did before. Because now, I mean, having an extra hour is great for me because I need the buffer for, like, the Christmas stuff, but I would have preferred that Seiya's route was the same fucking length. And I don't know if it was the common route or Seiya's. I just know that it took an hour less than the other ones to go through. You know what I mean? So, that annoys me, and then I gotta spend, and so technically we're at the same place that we would have been, but I didn't want to waste an extra hour with fucking Manami. But yet here we are. So, I'm gonna do my best to slog through this because I'm freaking mad and I don't want to be here, and I'm sorry if Manami's your favorite because I'm ruining it for you because I don't like it. Again, there's nothing wrong with the route itself and the writing or anything. I just don't like Manami, and I'm just now really mad that they're giving him so much more than everybody else, and he's the character I like the least so far. So, like, and I'm even more salty about it, so. Whatever, I'm going to do the best I can to just shut my mouth, turn my brain off, and read this, because I really wanted to finish all of his stuff today, and now I gotta waste an extra hour today that I didn't want to fucking do. Like, here we fucking are. And if it doesn't end in this part, I don't know that we're gonna finish it. I might just be like, fuck it, I'll come back after crit, because I just don't care. Anyway. Hee. I don't feel like giggling for him right now, I'm so mad. Hey, how long are you planning to keep that big smile on your face? Until this glow fades away, so probably forever. After everything, Manami couldn't stop smiling. Just seeing his smile made me blush. It reminded me of what we had just shared. I understood wanting to bask in the glow, but I didn't want him flaunting it either. Rather, I'm surprised I can't really sense this dreaming power. It's a power for use in dreams, so maybe you can't feel it when you're awake. I'm not really sure of the details. I wonder if that's the case. Did you just lie to me to manipulate me to have sex with you? Because that'll make me like you even less. And again, in some routes I'd be like, alright, I'm here for it. But Nick, no. I'm already like, there's been so many times where even though I don't like you, I'm like, no, I'm here for it. Like, okay. But like now I'm just mad at the game itself for making my least favorite character get a kinky scene and nobody else does. And that just pisses me off. Because I'm jealous on behalf of every other character in this game. And there's still 3 we haven't played yet. Either way, I at least can now enter his dream. Taking it for what it is, the route itself is good. And I don't hate the character. I think it's just because I don't particularly like little babyface characters. So again, if his sprite was different and drawn differently, I don't think I'd have the same problems. But, I don't know. Suddenly I saw food on Seiya's desk. I rubbed my eyes and looked again. Sure enough, it was still there. That's odd. There was nothing there before, but it looked so delicious. I walked over to the desk and without hesitation grabbed the giant hamburger in front of me. I shouldn't eat this. I won't be able to go home. But I don't care anymore. I'm just too hungry. Yeah, I don't really want to spend time on your food and everything. I just want the game to fucking end. Well, this route. Then, just as I was about to eat it, and I don't want it to be an hour, I want it to be like 20 minutes and be over, someone slapped my hand. The hell are you doing? Oh, my cheeks suddenly burned with embarrassment. Let's get on to the thing, because you know it's going to take 20 minutes to talk the soul out of Manami, so let's wrap it the fuck up. I'm sorry, it just looks so tempting. Manami looked at me strangely. It's a book, though. Did you think it was food or something? Okay, that's actually funny, so you know what, I don't mind this, actually. I'm like, I don't want to waste time with this, but the fact that she was going to try to eat a book, that's pretty funny. I glanced at the floor, and he was right. The item he slapped from my hand was a book. Looking back at the desk, there was no food, just a pile of documents and writing utensils. Was that a hallucination? No way. I felt faint. We should enter the dream now. You seriously don't have much time left. I think you're right. Time was very clearly running out. Rather, I was starting to worry about what state I'd be in when I woke up. Just then a ding from the elevator pierced the air and Saya stepped out. I'm back. Are you prepared to enter the dream, now that you've defiled my fucking office like a bunch of fucking douche canoes? Also, I think that bothers me a little. Like, if we were banging Saya in his office, whatever. Like, and I know you'd be like, oh, it's in his office. Like, no, there's something about that I just find so fucking disrespectful. And I can't even. It's kind of like when sometimes with age gaps, I'm like, it's so problematic. And I'm like, I know it's a game, but the reality of it bothers me. But meanwhile, the reality of like, in reality, banging your brother would be disgusting and horrible. But in an Otome game, like, okay, whatever. So, you know, I can disassociate certain things with reality, but other things I can't. And me, I'm that person. Like, I know people have rules like, oh my God, just if you have sex in my house, clean the sheets, or like, whatever. Or like my sister being like, if you have sex on my mattress, you're buying me a new mattress. I'm like, don't have sex in my house. You can keep your dick in your fucking pants. You can keep your genitals contained for whatever one fucking night while you're in my house. That's disgusting and disrespectful. But I'm also demisexual, so, like, I'm not like, oh, yeah, I gotta fuck everywhere I go. So I don't get the urge. I don't get it, and I've always been like this, even before I realized I was demisexual. Like, I had a friend spending the night at my house when I lived with my ex-husband, and, like, her and her boyfriend were over, and, like, they were in an air mattress in the living room, because, like, whatever. And I was like, just don't have sex in my fucking house. And her boyfriend was trying to have sex with her. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're in someone else's house. If you're staying with me for like a month, I can understand because, like, okay, that's a lot to ask a normal sexual person, a normal person on the sexual spectrum, like whatever, average sexual, like whatever, to contain it. But you're here for one fucking night. You can keep your fucking dingleberries in your fucking pants. You can fucking stop yourself. You do not need to fuck in my living room. That's disgusting and disrespectful, and what is wrong with you people? Seriously? I don't, like, go to your house and be like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna have sex with somebody on somebody else's gross. No. So I think this is what really bothers me, too. If we went back to Manami's tent, it'd still bother me, because, like, why does Manami get the sexy stuff, but nobody else does? Rude? It's not like some of the characters did and some didn't. It's only Manami. The fuck? And again, I think I'm just bitter because I don't like him. So, what the hell? But also, the disrespect somehow is triggering me. Like, a little bit. And I think if it was a character I liked, I'd be like, that's a little disrespectful and gross. I'm like, what the fuck? Could we have done something else? Like, nah. And it would have ruined it a little bit. I would have been like, it's soiling it a little, but I don't think I'd have been as pissed. It's just one more reason for me to dislike Minami. Like the disrespect, especially because it's a character I love. If it was Seiya doing me in fucking Manami's tent, I'd be like, you know, I'm okay with it because I don't like Manami, so like, whatever. I'd be like, it's disrespectful and fucking wrong, but like, I'll accept it. But you're doing it with my least favorite character to my most favorite? Not standing for that shit. Not standing for the Seiya slander, okay? Not, No. So, like, they're just doing everything to make me hate Manami with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns. And there's no reason for that. I don't hate him like I hate Toma or Finn, don't get me wrong. I hate the writers for making me, like, not really like Manami and then just making me really dislike him for shit they're doing. But there's nothing, it's not Manami's fault. I just want to wrap this up, though. You know. But I don't, at the end of the day, when we get to the end of the game, I'm going to be like, he's still my least favorite. But I'm not going to be like, fuck this twat. I hate him. I don't. I hate what they're doing in the route by making me mad about it when it should be like, oh, okay. You know? And I don't like Minami, but I don't hate him. You know what I mean? I hate being here, but that's just a me problem. Anyway. We're about to start. Seiya will need your help too. What? Seiya too? Well, I mean, okay, if you'd brought Seiya in, maybe I would have been okay with this. I need to sleep as well. I can't look after you while I'm asleep. If something goes wrong in the dream and you can't wake up, it could be dangerous. In that case, we need someone to wake you up. If I'm also in the dream, I won't be able to wake myself. Understood. I'll wake her up if needed. Minami nodded, and Seiya offered no further comment. Guess he's willing to help, too. We'll set a time limit. 1 hour. Then Seiya will wake you up. Is 1 hour enough time? I fucking hope so. I want it to be less. He's considering your health first. Huh? Is that true, Minami? You're running out of time. Surely you know better than anyone. I couldn't argue with that, especially after hallucinating that food before. Indeed, your complexion seems worse than when I was last here. Well, I had to have sex with Minami, so... So salty and mean of me. We moved to the sofa where I sat down, and Minami positioned himself on the floor, preparing to sleep against the wall. Again, if it was my favorite character in this, I would have been here for it 100%. So it's literally just, so they're doing things with a character that I don't love, and that, so that makes me bitter. I get it, I'm salty. I'm a salty bitch. Forever salty. I will forever be a salty bitch. It's just, I have a lot of salt in my diet, even if I try to eat low sodium, and I'm just a very salty person personality-wise. I mean, are you new here? We know this, so... Forget the book's contents. Just focus on entering my dreams. With the powers I've given you, that should be enough for you to join me. Okay, understood. Seiya just had to shove his tongue down our throat, so the fact that Minami had to have sex with us, I'm just saying, maybe Seiya's got more power. Seiya wasn't giving us power to exercise a soul, though, so whatever. I glanced at Seiya, nodded to him, and then quietly closed my eyes. I was exhausted, and I didn't need Minami's scent to carry me to sleep. Good luck to both of you. Hearing Seiya's words of encouragement, I drifted off into the darkness. And, I did cheat and I looked up. There's no more choices, so. She's asleep. All right, Seiya, I'll leave the rest up to you. Ha! You. Asking me for a favor. That's a first. I can't believe this son of a bitch is giving me shit even now. Well, I love him, so I appreciate it. But he's right. Am I seriously leaving my life in his hands? I hope he chokes you. I don't hate Minami that much, but I loved Seiya that much, so fair. Something's seriously wrong with me. Well, it's because this involves her. I wouldn't ask for your help otherwise. I've noticed you care about her, but to see you change this much is unexpected. Isn't love wonderful? Not when I'm not in love with you, Seiya. Ew, gross. Why does he have to react like that? It's so off-putting. God, no, it's not. I love him. Seiya, if you dare touch her while she's asleep, I'll kill you. Oh, like you were gonna do before? Fucking glass houses over here. Then how do you propose I wake her? Well, I'll take it as a last resort. This guy. Just so you know, if anything happens to her, I'll make sure you're next. You're really something, Seiya. I know, that's why I love him to death. After saying that, I closed my eyes and entered my own dream. Now, having a thing where, I die in Minami's dream so Seiya kills him would be an awesome ending. I roamed the darkness aimlessly. Surprisingly, my awareness was as sharp as when I was awake, which I'm sure had something to do with the power Minami gave me. I wonder if Minami's made it into the dream. Having never been in someone else's dream, I wasn't sure what to expect. If Minami wasn't here, could this have been my own dream instead? Did I already fail? I wish. Well, no, it's just we're gonna have a 30-minute monologue with the spirit. It's gonna take forever instead of like, you know what I mean? They're gonna drag it out. Just as panic began to set in, the scenery shifted. Suddenly, I was enveloped in Manami's presence. I could feel it tingling on my skin. This was Manami's dream. Hey, over here. Manami's figure emerged in the distance, and I hurried toward him. Hey, what happened to the glass wall? I've already taken care of it. That was quick. I had no idea he could break down that barrier so easily. That's because he trusts us. That's sweet. Like, again, like, everything they're doing in this route, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't particularly like Manami, so it makes me mad that they give him all the good shit. You know? But I moved a step closer to him and instantly felt an overwhelming heaviness in the air. What's happening? My body, it feels so heavy. This is what it's like to enter someone else's consciousness. It weighs down on you, making it difficult to move. But if you can withstand it and keep moving, you'll find the soul. So even entering someone's consciousness doesn't allow you to touch their soul? I guess the soul was pretty deep down. His soul's just beyond this point. It's before we reach my soul, so you should be able to make it. Understood. Let's proceed. As Manami had warned, each step made me feel heavier. But it wasn't just my feet. It was as if mud covered my entire body. It was painful and utterly revolting. It's like when you're in a dream and you're like trying to run, but you feel like you're trying to run in water and you're like, I can't move. Like, it's really, I like that they put that in there because you're like, everyone has had that dream at least once where you're trying to move or run and you can barely, you're like, I'm treading through sand or like water and you're like, why? I'm putting all my effort in and going nowhere. And you know exactly what that feels like. After a while, a bright light appeared before me. Is that Manami, who was standing next to me, guiding me, nodded. Such intense brightness. It was hard to keep my eyes open. Yet within that soul's light there was gray. It wasn't the pure white light I had imagined. Remember, we already know he's being tainted by Manami. Could this be because the darker aspects of Manami are beginning to merge with him? As I moved toward it, Manami tugged at my hand. Stay here. Don't come any closer. Okay, got it. Realizing that getting any closer could put us all in danger, I decided to call out to the soul. So you've come, Manami. Oh, Spacey, you're here too. Hearing my name startled me. How do you know my name? You're part of Manami, so it makes sense. He resides within me. He knows all my thoughts and emotions. Exactly. I know everything about Manami. So technically, whatever we were doing was a threesome before. And if Manami had eaten other souls, it's a group thing now. Which is why I know you're here to try and expel me. What a creep. Says the king of creeps. Funny. That should make things easy then. Leave Manami. Oh, you think you could order me around? Given what I know about you, I expected a polite request. Something like, would you mind leaving Manami? Oh, please, oh, please. I see no reason to be polite to someone who's making Manami suffer. Is that so? Well then, I suppose I could leave. If crossing over is an option, I'd prefer that. His unexpected understanding made me glance at Manami, who just shook his head, looking disheartened. But what will you do for me? Huh? The pact. If I were to leave his body, I figured you'd at least offer me something. Actually, I for one would like to have a bit more fun. How about I leave Manami and enter your soul instead? Wow, you sound like you definitely absorbed the demon part of him. Sounds entertaining, doesn't it? Entering a human could give me a chance to start over. Maybe even live life anew as you. So it's true. Manami's dark nature is taking over him. His soul reminded me of Manami when I first met him. Or like 2 days ago? I don't think Manami's changed that much. Perhaps their presences that have equal parts good and bad have influenced each other. And I mean, so hopefully if we get rid of the soul, like, you know, whatever's swapped over between them, it stays that way. You know, it's not like the soul's going to leave and go, oh, thank God. Because, you know, you've seen it in a million movies and things, right? Where like, oh, I'm getting dark and I'm turning evil, and then we break the spell or whatever, or release the soul, and the soul's like, oh, I'm back to being sweet and wonderful. Thank you so much. And then the darkness is all, and you know what I mean? It's not like, well, I'm permanently tainted by this darkness, unless that's like the main plot point. But like at the end, it's never usually, you know? That's not usually the end. So, but that's what we want here. We want the soul to leave and take whatever darkness it's already absorbed with it and be its little gray self. So Minami can just be morally gray over here instead of being dark and evil and awful, because then he would change, and we don't want him to change. That's the whole point of what we're doing this, you know? So. No way. I'd rather you just stay in me forever at that point. Very well. But you do know what that means, yes? I'm very near to your soul now. What? What happens if he gets there? So you're trying to consume me? To become me? Merely controlling you is becoming dull. I'm eager to start acting independently. What? You're such a pathetic demon. So weak. But I do appreciate you taking care of my family. But then again, you are a demon. You tricked me. You stole my life away from me. Surely you must suffer the consequences of that. Whoa, 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 whoa. We said I'll help your family, but then I'm going to eat your soul. What part of that did you not get? See, this is, you know what? This is where my darkness is going to come in. Because I'd be like, you know what? You know, he has a point, Minami. So I think we should go and find his descendants, his family, and I think we should destroy them. Because you helped his family, and you kept helping his family. But you know what? I'm going to go back, and I'm going to find them, and I'm going to fucking slit their throats. That's harsh and disgusting, and I wouldn't do that. But the soul's then probably going to be, whoa, 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 and you're like, yeah, no, I'm going to kill your family, so you have no fucking leverage, and you can't be like, well, help them, help that. And then it doesn't matter. You got nothing, bitch. And then I'm going to have Seiya kill Minami so that you will cease to exist. It sucks I'm going to lose my boyfriend, but you know what? Then you die too, bitch. I'm willing to sacrifice all of them just to get rid of you. And then maybe he'll just leave because we threatened him. I'm just saying, if he's a psycho, you got to one-up the psycho. You got to get even more psycho than the psycho. And I can't believe I'm saying this in Minami's route because, like, whatever. But I'll sacrifice Minami for it because then I'll just romance Seiya afterward. It'll be fine. It always comes back to Seiya. Consequences? Why are you talking as though you're the victim here? You're being way too selfish. Selfish? Me? That's right. Once we made a pact, we became equals. You can't hold a grudge for the life you think I took. I was tricked into the pact. You coerced me. I have every right to hold a grudge against you. Ha! Being deceived was your mistake. It's pointless for you to argue about this with me. Look at you, Mr. Tough Guy, trying to be a big man because she's around. I knew the two of them would never get along at this rate, and if it came to a fight, Minami would be at a disadvantage. Is Minami fighting with Seiya in his own soul? Like, I can't comment on the pact itself, but it's clear you're demanding more than what was initially agreed to. He's already paid you what he owed. Now leave. And you won't be forming a pact with me either. Fine, be that way. The spirit moved deeper into the darkness. Hey, wait! Minami's soul is just further in. As I attempted to follow, Minami stopped me. It's okay. You need to wake up now. I can't just leave things like this. Listen, it's pointless to try and talk to him anymore about this. No, Minami, you need to listen. I stayed here because I wanted to help you get rid of that soul. I'm not going to give up yet. Are we going to die here? This might be our ending where we die. That's right. Forgot how stubborn you are. Minami then picked me up. What are you doing? You're too slow on foot. This way we'll catch him quickly. Well, all right. Minami bolted forward and we soon caught up with the spirit. We should have brought Khalifa petals and then we could have slapped him with one. Think that would have helped? But beyond that spirit was another. Not as bright, but a gray one, shining mysteriously. Where is it? Show it to me. There it is! It was unmistakably Minami's soul. Please stop! To my surprise, the soul paused. Relieved, I thought there might still be a chance to settle things with him. Are you ready to form the pact? That's not why I'm here. Then we have nothing more to discuss. He was adamant. Wait, It's okay. This is where it ends. Manami? Manami offered me a faint smile. Remember me, all right? And wake up as soon as I start running. What do you mean? With the power of dreaming, you can wake up on your own. As he spoke, he was smiling brightly. Spacey, my love for you is everlasting. Manami dashed forward, heading straight for his own soul. He swung his fist hard and smashed his own soul. What the fuck is that gonna do to him? Hey, what are you doing? You'll kill us both! If it means stopping you from taking over, I'd rather die. Struggling to his feet, he aimed another blow at his soul. At this rate, Manami would die. The soul's gonna be like, I'm gonna leave before I die. I sprinted into action, knowing exactly where I was going, punched the other soul. I approached the gray spirit and seized him. Ah! What are you doing? Ignoring him, I tightened my grip, intent on crushing the spirit. Like, good for her! She's being a little bit of a psycho! Like, I'm, not opposed to it. As it began to disintegrate like sand, my heart felt increasingly feeble. I said stop! Let go of it! Now! By the time Manami pulled my arm, it seemed too late. It's too late. It's fused with me now. Oh no. My only choice is to continue crushing it until it vanishes. Why would you do this? Isn't it obvious? You would have done the same for me. You could have died. It's fine. It's not that painful. As the malaise and gnawing hunger faded, I felt an odd sense of relief. It's strange. I feel better. As if I've returned to the mortal realm. Oh, we so died. With my hands still clasped, Manami placed his hands over mine. Can I at least say thank you? No thanks needed. I did this for me. I didn't want to lose you, Manami. Now we'll always be together, even in hell. Oh, we know that we're dead. Mom, sis, I'm sorry. We so died. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, because I like to die and stay with my dead boyfriends, so. I'm sorry, Sayaga. I can't go back to the mortal realm. You're insane, but that's why I love you. And I love you too. He tightened his grip as the last fragment of the soul disintegrated. I mean, we literally just choked a soul to death. Okay, I mean, all right, to be fair, I know I was complaining, like, she's not really acting like herself. That's really not something she would normally do, really, either. So I guess in Manami's route, the whole thing is she's batshit insane. So I can't really fault it, I guess, overall. Because she's been batshit insane, falling in love with Manami to begin with, and she keeps doing batshit insane things like, we need to get rid of the soul and then turn you back into a douche canoe, and it sounds crazy. And then, like, having sex inside his office. What the fuck are you doing? And now crushing a soul to death. It's like, actually, okay, I guess when you put it all together, it kind of makes sense she's lost her motherfucking marbles. And fair enough. Fair enough. I can't fault it. I don't like Manami. But, like, again, overall, when you put everything together, it's like, it's not a bad route. It's really not. But I just, So okay, and we did wrap it up a lot faster. We went through the whole thing with the spirit faster, so we should end and then do our after credit scene. Waking up, we found Seiya aiming a gun at Manami. Manami, unperturbed, made no move to resist, but I leapt into action. I explained that I had done this and that Manami had tried to stop me. Sensing it was true, Seiya let out a big sigh. Your actions baffle me. However, as much as I'd like to criticize, I cannot fault the power of love. This is actually it. Like, everything you've done is batshit insane, but, like, I can't really fault the game for making you batshit insane in this route, because, like, you'd have to be to fall in love with Manami and even want to stay here with him. So, yeah. All right, valid. Okay, yeah, I know. I had some complaints about her being crazy and doing stupid shit, but, all right. I admit that it does kind of make all more sense when you put it all together. Seiya, who's always had a soft spot when it came to love, eventually understood. And so Manami and I... Welcome to your new home. Just being outside of the HO makes me feel so much better. We'd returned to Minami's place. What was most surprising on our way back was how no one paid any attention to me without the robe. I guess it was because I died. They could tell by my eyes, so no one gave me a second glance. Minami, holding my earthly remains, laid them softly on his bed. He looked down with a sorrowful look and silently touched its cheeks. Seeing him do that broke my heart. It's a little sad. Minami had died back at Kisaragi Station. I'm sure I would have looked the same. I'm sorry for choosing death without consulting you. I know why you did it. Minami left the bed and walked toward me. Then he took my hand. I'm sorry, Spacey, and thank you. You said you were going to bring my body back to my parents. Bring my body back to my father, Harry. Don't know why that popped into my head. Bring my body back. Bring my body back to my father, Harry. Like, this is like when Cedric Diggory died. You know what I mean? Like, thanks to you, I feel like I've regained my true self. Yeah, I don't know if we like that, though. Your true self would have been a trash goblin, but Minami's tone was cheerful, yet something felt off. Why does it seem like nothing's really changed? I know, right? I guess when he disappeared, that evil left me and the goody gave me stuck around. Okay, this is what I figured, like, we assumed, but she was like, wait, so you're stuck this way. But that's what we wanted. We didn't want him to change and turn into a goody two-shoes, which is weird. But we would also not want him to be a total evil douche canoe. We want him to stay like he is right now. So again, her whole thought process of like, we need to get rid of the soul so you don't change makes no sense if you didn't know this was going to be the outcome. But again, everything she has done in Minami's Red is batshit insane, so fair enough. It's just become a part of me. What was lost didn't return with his departure. That sounds tough. Not at all. On the contrary, it's a relief. I feel peaceful, liberated even. That explained his brilliant smile. It's good to hear. From now on, we'll be inseparable. If anyone dares harm you, I won't hesitate to kill him. Please don't joke about that. Perhaps his mischievous side had indeed grown. Oh, looks like you're playing the role of my conscience now. He looked disgusted, and I laughed. So how do we begin? A kiss? A hug? Or another ritual? Hey, keep your hands off. The implication was clear. You sure know how to push my buttons, Minami. I mean, you choked a soul to death. So, yep. What? I can't help it. I want to be close to you all the time. That's just how I feel. We have to stay close together, to the point of it feeling routine. Otherwise, I might really lose my mind. Although I was a bit taken aback by his unique sense of love, I wouldn't deny him. I loved him far too much. First, how about a date, Spacey? Yeah, let's start there. Look at him blushing a little. I mean, again, I don't really like Minami. But you don't hate the route. You know what I mean? The route itself isn't bad. I'm mad that, like, you fucked Minami and nobody else, and that's really kind of... But again, it doesn't fit with your character. But nothing about Minami's route fits with her character, and I don't think even in anyone else's she would have choked a soul to death. You know what I mean? That seems a little unhinged, but again, I guess fair enough. To fall in love with someone like Minami, you have to be slightly unhinged. You know what I mean? You have to have lost the plot a little. So she's doing things that are out of her character slightly. You know what I mean? Well, like, eventually it becomes part of your character, but, like, at that moment, seems a little out of character. But it's because you're romancing Minami, and a lot of what you're doing seems kind of out of character, so fair enough. That's the character development for her in Minami's route, is she's gonna go a little off the rails. All right, I mean, fair enough. I'm not mad about it. Some time had passed since then. As a spirit, I couldn't physically move, so I asked Minami to transport my body back to my family in the mortal realm. Facing my family seemed daunting, and the fear of seeing their reactions kept me from joining him. Despite my newfound strength, I discovered there were still things I wasn't ready to face. So then... Thanks for waiting. Here's your grand parfait. Wow, This looks amazing! Aren't you eating, Manami? Despite the sparkle in Manami's eyes, he hadn't dug into his parfait. Usually, he'd be the first to dive in for the cream on top. No spoon for me today. I'd like you to feed me. Very well, then. I'll just have to eat all this whipped cream myself. Hey, that's mine! The cream isn't owned by anyone. First come, first served, so it's mine. Here we go. Taking a spoonful of the cream, I felt a burst of joy. Delicious. I'd like some too, then. Okay, the CG's kind of cute. Like, sharing the parfait and licking it off her face. Hey, I like her outfit, though. Like, that's cute as shit. I mean, we really only see the top of it, but it's cute as shit. Oh, this is good. This is a good one, isn't it? Eat it yourself. Don't just lick it off me. I licked it off you because I might just prefer that over the parfait. Manami's boldness never ceased to amaze me or make my heart flutter. Let's head home once we're done. I can't wait to cuddle with you. Yeah, cuddle? Sure. Seriously, could you not say that so loudly in public? Why not? It's better to be open. Plus, it keeps others away from you. There's no need for that. I've made it clear how much I love you. I know, but remember when that guy talked to you the other day? He was just asking for directions. No way. Even that's over the line. You know how jealous I get. You really want to make me a murderer? Lately, my biggest worry was Manami's increasing jealousy. Whenever something about me upset him, things escalated quickly. It was overwhelming. So I avoided being alone and tried to stay as close to him as possible. Yet I didn't stay silent or let him have his way uncontested. If you do that, I'll hate you. This phrase worked wonders on him. I did worry about when he'd realize it'd be impossible for me to hate him, though. Finish the parfait so we can head home. I want to be close to you. You're already plenty close to me. This isn't nearly close enough. I doubt I'll ever get my fill of you. Not in a lifetime. This is plenty close. Like, this is her normal. This is plenty close, whatever. But you're saying that... Are you just saying that to instigate and rile him up? Because now you're saying, this is plenty close. Don't lick me in public. Oh my god, don't say that stuff. But you had sex with him and say as often. You know what I'm saying? And you were like, wait, what? All right. And you know what I mean? Like... Okay, fair enough. You had to be a little unhinged to do some of the shit, but then I expect you to keep up with it, game, and not revert her back to like, this is plenty close enough, and I'm trying to keep him a little bit away and push him a little bit away. I love him to death, but I don't want him to know that. And it's like, well, now you're back to your normal self, and if you kind of fell off the rails, you wouldn't have climbed back on him. You know what I mean? My desire for you is endless. It drives me crazy, but it's kind of crazy. It's the kind of crazy that I love. I don't know if I'll ever understand you, Manami. Manami kept smiling, even as I looked away. He continued to gaze at me. Yet this had become our everyday life, and it was very fulfilling. I continued this strange journey with him. He was a bit... No, crazy wasn't the right word, but I'd spend every day with him. I mean, overall, I don't hate the route. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. I don't particularly love Manami. More valuable than life. That was the heavenly end. Really? I thought her thing said... Oh, no, it does say heavenly end. I don't know why I thought in my brain it said godly end, and I was like... So the heavenly end... I'd never make you regret dying for me. I'll let you do everything you want to do. I won't ever do anything you don't want me to. I'll think of a million ways to spoil you. I love you forever. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with Manami... Like anything. I don't know what it is. I'm just not vibing with him, so... And then it makes me salty that you gave Manami, like... the sexy times and nobody else gets it. Why am I going to options and not memory? I don't know. You know what I mean? And also, okay, at the end we got it, but I do feel like I can't click the right buttons. I have one hand, guys, because my bird. He gets the same amount of CGs as everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, he actually has more than Sana. Sana got gypped. Wait a minute. He's got the most fucking CGs. Why does it feel... Why does it feel... He has got the most fucking CGs. That's now I'm even more mad. Why? Like, it's one thing, okay, 7, 8. You've got 9. Nobody else has that fucking many. Nobody. Why does Manami get that many? Actually, your secret love interest doesn't even have any. I'm sure they show up here. But that fact that he has not, everybody else has 7. Seiya got 8, so that's nice. Most people have 7. Seiya and Kureha have 8. Okay, so good for them. Why does Manami get fucking 9? And get sexy times? Why? I wouldn't be as mad about it if I didn't dislike him. And again, I only dislike him because he's the babyface character. Like, his character itself, it's the sprite that I don't like. You know what I mean? And we only have one version of... Oh, we're probably going to get the other version on whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I can't... And, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just... Like, his unhingedness and everything, and, like, everything about his character is not... It's not bad. I would say if it wasn't for his sprite and him being the baby face... Again, I get why they did it. It's the juxtaposition of, like, oh, you have this evil demon or whatever, and he looks so adorable and cute. Like, I get it. 100%. But I feel like you could have also done something very similar with, like, someone who looks very ethereal and beautiful as opposed to has a baby face. But, like, in his CGs, like, this one's not bad. He looks cute in it, you know? Because they take away some of the baby face. You know what I mean? And they kind of give him a little bit more of an age up. So, like, if he looks more like Hibiki right about here. You know what I mean? So if they had done that, I don't know if it would have bothered me as much. But I think it's just like, okay, he's my least favorite character because I don't like the baby faces. I don't. And, like, I do like this CG with him pouting. Like, you know what I mean? And the CGs aren't bad and everything like that. And the route itself is good. But you gave him the most fucking CGs. And I think he's probably one of the most popular characters. I really thought Koyo was actually one of the most. But I think Manami might be. Surprisingly, Hibiki too. And it's like, I think it's just like... I mean, obviously, you're thinking of, like, the Japanese audience. Like, obviously, they like babyface love interests. I feel as that, like, it, because, like, I think you had to have known what you were doing. Like, oh, we're going to give the sexy scene and the amount of, the most CGs to the baby-faced one. And it's like, that makes me feel like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, and again, in the CGs, they age him up a little. He does not have the same baby face look in the CGs. He still looks younger, but he looks no different than, like, Hibiki does. You know what I mean? And, like, Hibiki, they didn't make him look a little older in the CGs. So it's very interesting to me that they do that. You know what I mean? Like, this is not the same Manami that's in the game with his giant saucer eyes and his tiny little 12-year-old face. This is like, okay, it's our teenage boyfriend and we're getting freaky. You know what I mean? Like, so I just find it interesting. And again, the CG is good though. But why you had to waste it like a sexy time one on fucking Manami? Like, why? I don't know, but whatever. It is what it is. He does have a lot of good CGs though. I mean, like, this is what he looks like most of the game. You know, but then if you look at the rest of the CGs, you don't see the same baby face as that first one. You know what I mean? That's probably his worst CG, because I know he was, like, sick and feeling like crappy. But then you get this version of it, and it's like, he still has a younger face, but again, it's like, okay, it's like, this is, oh my god, he's a teenage vampire. You know what I mean? Like, this probably is one of his best CGs, though. Like, it's a good one. But why they give it to him, I don't know. You know what I mean? I think I'm just disappointed because I'm too old for the 12-year-old face. So, like... But I get the thought process behind, okay, we're going to make the kinky sex... Oh, instead of making him, like, beautiful and sexy, we're going to make him look adorable and innocent because, like, oh, the juxtaposition is something that's, like... You know what I mean? I get it. I get what you were going for. But I kind of almost wish if you were gonna you gave cutesy adorable to somebody else, and you made like I haven't played Yukimura's route, obviously we haven't gotten there, but he looks like, oh, he's like beautiful and like angelic looking. You could have switched the characters maybe. You know what I mean? And like have the beautiful like in it like, oh, he looks so beautiful and angelic, but he's really the demon. Because that's the same type of juxtaposition as, oh, we have a little kinky sexy demon, and oh wait, although they didn't have him as a sex demon, he was a dream demon, whatever. Though he had the sexy scene and whatever, and he was all creepy and pervy and licking our face and all that shit, but they gave him the baby face. It's the same juxtaposition if they had made him look all angelic and beautiful. I would have preferred you went with the angelic and beautiful with the darkness inside because, again, I just don't like babyface characters. So I think that's kind of why I was like, eh. But overall, at the end of the day, if I take him out and I just think of the route itself, the route was good, you know, but unfortunately, I'm just not going to vibe with it because not my character. So, well, not the physical representation of the character that I want to see. The character himself, without the sprite involved, decent character, decent route. Then you put the sprite in front of me and I'm like, and now you ruined it, you know? So I kind of knew it wasn't going to be my favorite just because of that, but I thought I would get a little more enjoyment out of it than I overall did, being like, oh, we're still here and like whatever. But, or getting mad because you gave him more CGs and you gave him a sexy scene. I'm still going to be salty about that. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, but does it make sense for his character? I guess it technically, I gotta admit, it does make sense if she's gonna do it with anybody. It's, yeah, I would prefer you did it with Seiya. But Seiya is like too gentlemanly, is going to be like, no, I will wait for fucking forever. We'll get married for, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's our pretty princess, so he's not gonna, you know what I mean? He might be thinking it in his head, but he's gonna wait and he's gonna chill and just be ready for you, you know? And then, like, Kuraiha's also gentlemanly and wouldn't. Hibiki might have been a character, but, like, we were both being too adorable and innocent with each other and just being cute teenagers, so, like, okay. And then, like, well, Sena. Could have seen it with Sena. And rolling around in the grass. Yeah, I could have seen that, sure. You know. But again, even he was a little too, like... Yeah, I mean, I guess out of all the characters who are going to be like, yeah, we got to get freaky, it does make sense for the character-wise Manami, but I'm just going to be salty that you had to do it with my least favorite character and just, like, give him the most CGs. Whatever. But anyway, we'll do all the other endings in the next part, and thank fucking God this one, you know, ended here and we didn't have to go on for another hour and hour. No, I say that, but, like, again, it's not bad. I just don't like Manami, so it's a personal problem. Overall, still decent route. Still going to be my least favorite because character sprite. So, but still a good route. I mean, overall, objectively. But anyway, we'll do the other endings. So I will see you guys next time. Let's make sure we don't zoom away. Okay. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.